with a quick Royal Rumble review. I want to get my thoughts on this. After giving my thoughts on the Royal Rumble, I also want to go into more into detail about Rock being the WWE Champion in another video after this. So on with the Royal Rumble match. The Royal Rumble starts off with Alberto Del Rio defending the world title against Big Show in a last-minute standing match. This match was decent. They pretty much threw everything else but the kitchen sink at each other. Del Rio retains by duct taping Big Show's feet to the bottom ropes, as if we hadn't seen this already between Batista and John Cena at Extreme Rules 2010. So anyway, while WWE plays ignorance, think that us fans are ignorant, as they play ignorance or insult, or intelligence at least. The next match was the Team Hell No versus Rhodes Scholars for the tag team titles. Rhodes Scholars lose. Didn't get the point of this at all. Rhodes Scholars is like the only tag team that they've invested in besides Hell No for months, and they lose. And on top of that, I really wanted Team Hell No to go their separate ways because, to me, Kane is killing D-Bry for me. Everybody was, excited, like, oh, Kane with Daniel Bryan, oh, Team Hell No, this tag team is hilarious. I'm like, no, you idiots, you don't get it. When I saw Daniel Bryan get into it, before they even formed Team Hell No, you guys remember this, when they threw Daniel Bryan randomly into the car with Kane at SummerSlam last year, and they had him in a feud, immediately I said right there, I said, Daniel Bryan, going right back to mid-card. And when they tagged him up, I'm like, Daniel Bryan, going right back to mid-card status. Split Team Hell No up and take Daniel Bryan, build him back up, and let him win the IC or US belt, and build him back up to the main event, because Kane is a 350-pound, 6'10" crutch that Daniel Bryan needs to get as far as hell away from, like I don't know what. So didn't understand the logic of Rhodes Scholars losing. Now on to the Royal Rumble match itself. Now besides talking too fast here, getting tongue-tied. Before I get into the winner of the match, I'll talk about the Royal Rumble itself. A lot of people are kind of disappointed with the Royal Rumble, not just with the ending of it, but basically, or who won, but basically the match in its entirety. Now we got a nice surprise with Jericho. Jericho was cool, with a young rocker kind of like look, trying to make him look younger, make himself look younger, and have some new tats. That was a cool surprise to see him, and even Gotham made a cool cameo appearance. But at the end of the day, the Royal Rumble, one of the things that was made the Royal Rumble fun was the cameo appearances of old stars and whatnot. But to me, after a while, it can be a little bit overdone, and it can be overkilled, and to me, it ruined the Royal Rumble. Last year's Royal Rumble to me was just, it killed it for me because it was too gimmicky. They brought too many gimmicks. They brought too many old school wrestlers. And to me, it just killed it for me. I didn't like 2012's Royal Rumble. I thought it was awful. This year's Royal Rumble match I thought was a little bit passable because I like to see the stars that are currently in the WWE. I don't care if it's a freaking jobber like 3MB to a phenomenal in-ring mid-card technician like Antonio Cesaro. I like to see their young, fresh talent that they have on the roster currently, and we got that from, from Antonio Cesaro, Wade Barrett, Bo Dallas, who made his debut, which was surprising. I was surprised how long he lasted for as long as he did. To Ryback and Miz and Sheamus and Cena and Orton. So you got your up and coming, your mid cards, and your main event wrestlers in the Royal Rumble. It wasn't a lot of gimmicks. That's what I like out of the Royal Rumble. I don't like too many gimmicks and too many cameos. That's just me. So for the Royal Rumble itself, I didn't think it was too bad in terms of like star quality, and I wanted them to bring in some more of their own stars anyway, because WWE has brought in so much talent since late last year, 2012. So I think I think the Rumble was fine. Now as for John Cena winning, a lot of people disappointed about this. I was as well. I don't like John Cena more than the next guy, but at the end of the day, it was inevitable. We all knew John Cena was going to win anyway. At the end of the day, John Cena is the face. He's the poster boy of WWE. And on top of that, 2012 was like John Cena's his bad luck year. This was like his worst year, like in his career. So you knew they were going to do the whole comeback kid story. The Rocky story. Where Cena comes back and get his win back. We knew that. So, I mean, even though it's disappointing that Cena won, and for a lot of people it's predictable, it's still nothing to really catch you by surprise or make you so upset where you're like gouging your eyeballs out and you're about to light up a freaking pitchfork and you're about to blow stuff up. It's not that necessary because we all knew Cena was going to win anyway, just based off the year he had in 2012. So Cena's going to headline WrestleMania again, especially what he did tonight on Raw. We're going to get Rock Cena 2. And he's going to get his win back. He's going to be the WWE Champion again. I don't like it more than the next person, but it's going to happen. So, I mean, it is what it is. Might as well deal with it. Next match, main event, Punk, Rock, WWE title. Now, you guys know, me going into this 50-50, I said for me, it was 50-50. Punk is my #1 current favorite superstar in this generation of wrestling. But then also the other 50% of me didn't mind seeing Rock win the belt one more time just because of that inner child nostalgic thing I have. Because Rock is my all-time favorite. The match itself was alright. It was decent. Nothing to write home about. That was another disappointment. A lot of people thought it was going to be a 4-star quality match. I knew this was not going to be a 4-star quality match, just the simple fact that Rock is huge. And I knew Punk wouldn't be able to really kind of handle Rock to a certain degree. Punk's a great wrestler, and he can work with guys regardless of size, or any size. And people can say, well, what about with John Cena, Randy Orton? He's worked well with those guys. Those guys are bigger than him. Yes, but even Rock himself outweighs John Cena by 20+ pounds. I mean, when I looked at Rock's 6'6", 265 pounds. The dude's almost 270, and then they're like CM Punk 218. I'm like, 218, 265? Damn, that's a huge gap in weight. So just by that alone, I knew Punk was going to have some type of, to a degree, difficulty of handling Rock. But, he didn't look bad in the match. Punk did get a lot of offenses, surprisingly, against The Rock. They play it off with the Shield, taking out The Rock, mysteriously taking out The Rock. Punk pins Rock, he wins, he celebrates. Vince McMahon comes out, about to strip Punk of the title, but then Rock comes and says, no, don't do that. Restart the match. Match gets restart. Rock hits him with the people's elbow. Rock, new WWE Champion. Like I said, I'm going to say my full, thorough thoughts on that in another video after this. But, I really didn't care for that booking. I mean, if they were going to have Rock win, I would have preferred that they just had Rock just straight up, just like win, just straight up. Or even if they did the whole thing with a mysterious attack of Shield, have Rock kick out and then have Rock win the title belt. But for them to have Punk win and then for them to reverse the decision, and then Rock's like, no, reverse. It just kind of seemed random as hell and just out of nowhere. It just didn't make sense to me at all. And they could have just done just a straight up just a clean finish. Punk could have just lost clean, just instead of doing the whole restart thing. That would have been better too, just to say that, hey, Punk lost cleanly. He didn't need Shield or anything like that. I think that made it a little bit more credible on Punk's behalf. But at the end of the day, I thought the Royal Rumble was a decent pay-per-view. I don't think this was WWE's worst pay-per-view to start off 2013, but I don't think it was their best either, nor that it is their worst. It's kind of in between. It was decent. What do you guys thought on the pay-per-view Royal Rumble? Cena winning the Rumble, Rock winning the title. Once again, like I said, I'm going to go in further detail of my opinions on Rock winning the championship in another video after this. So stay tuned to that. Subscribe. Peace.